Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this meeting of the General Purposes Committee. I'm Councillor Cressida Johnson, and I will be chairing this meeting. Please can I ask committee members and the officers to introduce themselves. This is for the benefit of any public viewers online. Shall I start?
Yeah. Councillor Davian, Bruce Castle Ward.
Tracy Brock, Principal Committee Coordinator.
Chief People Officer.
Head of Employee Relations, Business Partners and Board.
Councillor Dawn Barnes, Sponsors Green. I can move that far, right?
Councillor Liam Carroll, White Lane.
Thank you. We'll now move to agenda item 1, filming at meetings. Please refer to the notice set out on the agenda and note this information. Thank you. Item 2, apologies for absence. There have been no apologies for absence. Item 3, items of urgent business. We have no items of urgent business. Item 4, declarations of interest. Are there any, please? Thank you. There are none, but please let us know if you become aware of any during the meeting. Item 5, deputations, petitions and questions. There are none, so we'll move on. Item 6 is the minutes of the previous meeting which have been circulated to members. Does anyone have any comments regarding the accuracy of the minutes? Please can we agree the minutes of the 2nd of July meeting? Agreed. Thank you. The minutes are agreed. Item 7 is the People's Report, which we will consider at each General Purposes meeting. Dan Paul, Chief People Officer, will introduce this report, and I will then invite questions from committee members.
Thank you very much. As Chair said, this is the regular people report, which is presented at the committee meeting and outlines statistics in relation to the employees of the council and our agency workers. I think for this particular report, there are 2 things I'd like to highlight for the committee, and that is the considerable reduction in the off-payroll workforce agency numbers in Appendix 1. The headcount down 9.5% in the last 3 months, and that indicates the significant focus that management put in on reducing agency workers and the cost of agency workers bearing fruit. And the other thing I would like to point out to members is the increase in apprentices. Now, you may remember at the last committee meeting where there was a reduction, I said it was ebbs and flows, and it resulted from employees ending their apprenticeships and then people starting. It wasn't always linear, and you can see that borne out here as the number of apprentices over the past 3 months has considerably increased. So into the last one was an ebb, this time to second questions.
That's the logo.
Hi, thank you for the report. As you have highlighted, I welcome the reduction of agency staff, but also I like to emphasise on the apprenticeship programme. I think that's really good to see that has been increased. Let's also ask that whether these 2 points will continue the current process to increase smart apprentices, but also ensuring that don't go backwards when we go forward in terms of reducing the agency staff. Thank you. I welcome those interventions. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for the questions. So, on the apprentices, this is a point where we've taken a lot of new apprentices in terms of their starting their qualifications. And so, I think we can expect to see that number go kind of up and down a bit from there. But as you'll see over the past year, that's the highest number we've had, which indicates a positive direction of travel overall. What I don't suggest is that they will increase from that point every 3-month period after that. There will still be ebbs and flows, but I think the direction of travel is positive. And on the agency worker numbers, I'd just reassure you that this isn't kind of management resting on their laurels after this. The focus has continued after this, and I think that when we see the September numbers at the next committee meeting, they will show a further decrease.
Thank you.
Any more comments or questions? Thank you. We'll move on. We'll move to item number 8, which is a decision-making report and puts forward changes to 2 HR policies. The report sets out the changes to the grievance and capability policies to ensure that they are in line with ACAS best practice, any legal statutory requirements and the council's local requirements. Tanya Pratchett will introduce this decision-making report, and I will invite questions from committee members.
So as for the outline of the report, there's been some changes to the grievance capability and policies, job in line with best practice and legal processes in line with ACAS, and also refer to expert HR cross-referencing and ensuring that is all legal and statutory requirements are met, and also the council's local requirements as well. And there have been some agreements updated grievance policy, just to say also we liaise with unions as part of the consultation process for us making amendments to policy challenge from the. As you can see, the updates there from the grievance policy, they include the principal section having been updated, and also we've removed reference to the practice notice. You might recall that in the year we discussed that we had 2 documents currently. We previously had 2 documents, the policy and then an equally long document which had practice notice. We condensed those to make them more user friendly, including within the policy itself. So we also include the policy not being applicable to agency workers. They're dealt with by an entirely different process. We included an early intervention section and changed the wording accordingly. Added some additional wording and mediation, there being a focus on us looking to informal processes, reduce the time frames to deal with cases, etc. We also added a paragraph around how to raise an agreement to refer to employees has been included. We think that's really important process, and also we explained the timescales, explained the details about the appeal hearing. We've also added a paragraph around the involvement of trade unions and what they're some grievance policy before and use capability, but that's all we'll be waiting till the end of March.
I think we should table the report and then go to questions at the end.
Great. So capability policy is also been updated. Policy that we use when we council to manage performance, and again the reference to practice notes has been removed as outlined previously. So included wording regard to the second full meeting and the notice to be given, and also the contents of the invitation letter. We look at the hearing format in more detail. We've been using adjustments and virtual hearings again to be accommodating to people within the organisation who need those reasonable adjustments. Strengthen the wording around failure or refusing to attend in section 9, and we've also strengthened the section around redeployment at section 10. So ensuring we are minimising the number of performance management issues that result. That outlines again the various types of support available for employees. That section has been added. And we've also introduced some further guidance for managers in managing the capability process. So as well as outlining policy, updating the policy and making it user friendly, we've also got some new templates which can be used at appendix 1 and the flowchart process at appendix 3, and we'll also meeting at the chair meeting. The policy which is coming as instruction policy, which is jointly owned with health and safety, and also we have another team in the council who deals with domestic violence outwardly facing, so with our residents, so we've collaborated with them to ensure this policy covers everything they would expect to see. Ultimately, it's to ensure we offer sufficient support and guidance to anyone in our workforce who may be experiencing domestic abuse, and it's to set out a framework of support for colleagues who may be experiencing this, including practical support, paid time off, and services. So that's the policy that the board today, presentation and for that's it. Decision. And then so included on this report is the proposal to remove the following policies to the next committee, question policy, organisational change policy, and the ill health retirement policy. And the reason we're bringing this board together, liaise with the employment relations team, what we do and have cases that something we find a result. Departments that are thorough, doing the best they can for managers and employees, and these policies are the ones that manage at the highest number of cases to come in, so we want to make sure that we've got robust policy to make sure and so it's effectively, and particularly organisational change policy, which I think will become more important. Council budget changes that like spending more is important. Change policy.
Thank you very much. Do we have any questions or comments?
If we want, so I might have missed it. Have the unions had any input with the
Yes, so unions are part of the review of policies, we've been proactively involving the unions, yet there's no challenges or disputes from unions.
Any other questions or comments?
Let's just ask. To ask questions on my body. I wondered about the new policy around domestic violence, talking with domestic violence. I mean, I'm assuming there was emotional stuff as well to make people aware of the this policy will exist and will help. I just wondered a bit about how that's going to happen. Or is it happening already?
So the question about the publication of the policies, yeah. And so after this committee, what is subject to agreement, then we would put communication out, which goes out there by various channels across the organisation, including the team tree, goes onto the intranet, it goes into managers, big things, staff. Is that communication? Yeah, so it's quite comprehensive in terms of the communication channels that we use to communicate across the organisation.
We'll shout about this, excuse me. We'll shout about this one quite loudly, councillor, because it's not often that the committee gets to approve an entirely new policy that is as positive as this one. And we're pretty proud that we've got to this point. So we'll be promoting this.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I've got some comments of my own. Yeah, actually, I just wanted to say congratulations. I think we can be very proud of our domestic violence support policy, and you can be very proud of the work that's been done. I think it's forward thinking, a great thing to bring in. I also think that the other policies we've discussed in the report do sound like they are going to be easier to use and easier to understand for everybody involved. To be helpful. Any more comments or questions? Thank you. Item 9. Given we have no new items of urgent business, the business of this meeting is now concluded. Thank you everyone for attending. The date of the next meeting is the 16th of January. Next year.